Hey folks, my name is James. I'm the president of the Edmonton Local. Happy Valentine's Day. It's a beautiful day out here today. So let's have a chat about some stuff going on in the local. So some members brought it to my attention that some of the retail outlets will be closing early on Monday, which is Family Day, and how that's going to affect your job going forward, and why I don't think it matters. So Family Day is not a holiday for federal employees. We all have to go to work. It's not a day that's in our contract, and it doesn't fall under a national holiday for reasons that I'm not entirely sure of, nor do I want to get into. I always joke that postal workers don't have families, at least not as far as the corporation is concerned. But also be prepared for customers to stop you on the street and ask you, why are you working today? Are you getting overtime? Well, no, that's not such a thing. But anyway, back to the task at hand. So some of the RPOs are going to close early on Monday, and the corporation has not talked to the local about this. I'm not sure if it's just because they're not paying attention, or maybe it got dropped on them by the retail outlets last minute. Doesn't really matter. They haven't consulted us. Like, I've already had a couple of emails back and forth between city management and myself, and they have not been forthcoming with answers. We could have had a half-hour phone consult and just solve the problem. But they don't want to do that. What they want you to do, however, is divert from your route and deliver the parcels prior to 4 o'clock to the RPOs, and then go back to your route. And any parcels that you didn't have the opportunity to try and deliver yet, you would then bring back to the depot, and they'll shuttle them over Tuesday morning. This presents us with a couple of problems. One of those problems is the route measurement system. This is a system that they wanted desperately to happen, so your day is structured, and they're not following all the rules. But your day is structured. Every minute of your day is accounted for. Usually it's 480 minutes or somewhere around that value, which is 8 hours. So if you don't go to the RPO, there is no structured time for you to visit the RPO. So for you to leave your route, drive to one or more RPOs, depending on your route, and then drive back, that's time that's not structured into your route, which is time you're not getting paid for. So, what my suggestion would be is that you do as instructed. You get in your truck, you start a timer, you deliver to the RPO what you need to deliver, and you return back to your route where you need to be. Mark that time down, put in a 1508 request for it, overtime. They'll deny it, and then grieve it. Mostly that's because they didn't bother to consult with me. We could have avoided this problem. The other option is that you don't do it, but I don't recommend that. I don't think that's a good choice. They can, and they will punish you. We'll probably win in the long run, but it's not a good look. It's not a good thing, and it won't help you now. Right now, grievances are taking 2 to 3 years to go by, so if you're comfortable with 2 to 3 years of waiting for your suspension to be repaid, it's up to you. I don't think it's a good choice, though. So like I said, my recommendation is do it, put in the 1508, and then grieve for the loss. Most cases it might be 15 minutes. Some cases it might be longer, but let's be fair, time it appropriately, and demand to have that money reimbursed to you, because it's not a job duty you have to do, and anything that's outside your job duties, that's overtime. You know what would solve the problem with these parcel delivery on the statutory holiday is if we sent parcels to our own corporately owned retail outlets. We extended the hours to serve the customers when customers wanted to be served, and maybe expanded the retail chain rather than trying to close it. But what do I know? I'm just a customer. I'm just an employee. And I'm just a concerned citizen about the future of our post office. So what the hell is the problem here? Another thing that was brought up by another member was they have a route that has a great deal of businesses on it. And most of those businesses are going to be closed on Monday. He's doing his job and asking the questions, and management seems confused by that. But he's going to bring back him a whole bunch of mail. But he's at a SSD depot, separate sort and delivery. Now, traditionally what would happen with most of these business routes is that you would just do your best And then the next day you'd come back and just sort the mail in and deliver it. Nobody would ask any questions. It would just be taken care of. But you don't sort your mail anymore at an SSD depot. Somebody else does. So how's that going to work? The instructions the member received was that he could just come back because it'll be done early and sort the mail in. Well, what's he sorting it with? Somebody else is going to be sorting his route for the next day. So is he supposed to do that? But letter carriers don't sort anymore. They don't give time values for it. And that would be taking the work from somebody else. This is just another flaw with the SSD system. But hey, if they're going to invite him to go back to the sorting case, why don't we just bring all the sorting cases back? And then we can just drop this SSD bullshit and go back to doing a good job, right? I'm not amused with SSD. I'm not amused with the fact that they're not listening to me when I provide them with their own data showing that they need 6 more positions at the Rosedale depot, and they probably need 2 more at the Mayfield depot. They're just avoiding it. They're either not powerful enough to do that, they don't have the control, which means that this is not a meaningful consultation, because I have to have consultation with the people who can make these decisions. So either they don't have the control and can't make that change, and they shouldn't be there, or they're refusing me for unrealistic reasons, probably for a bonus. So we're going to keep fighting on that, but I gave them 2 more days to get back to me about how many positions they're going to add, and then I'll file that grievance, so that'll be Tuesday. But anyway, you shouldn't be responsible for sorting the mail if you're the letter carrier, because we don't sort anymore. But at the same time, the routers shouldn't have this responsibility, because any mail that's brought back falls under Article 17, which is callback. So it complicates things. And then if the routers are doing it, then they're technically denying you the right to Article 17 or to 1508, your overtime. But that shouldn't be on them. They're also being denied that because they already sorted this mail, right? So it's just a silly situation overall. And online, I'm seeing a bunch of different potential dates for voting, but just so you understand, I have not seen any official documents stating what the dates of the vote are going to be. I've seen people who are apparently presidents of locals say that it's going to happen at the end of March. I've seen other documents say it's not happening until April or May, but I have not seen any document with a date on it, nor have I received official instruction from anyone at regional or the national office. So I have no dates for voting yet. All right? Keep your chin up. It is coming. Have a great day.